Thank you so much for joining today. There's actually a little bit of background noise behind us. If you could just turn off that. All right. My name is Jeffrey Tower. I'm the Executive Vice President of Global Business Development and Strategy for Charge After. Today we are with the fantastic Mayank Shah. Mayank, go ahead and introduce yourself really quick.
Hello, pleasure to be here. Amazing audience here at Money 2020. Mayank Shah from Citibank, head of our partner platforms and APIs. And I'm proud to say I'm one of 4 Citi Tech Fellows.
And a huge congrats on that. That's, again, one of 4 out of how many people at Citibank? Many, thousands. All right, so let's go ahead and start off really quick. And I do apologize for reading off some of my questions. I can't remember everybody's questions. So tell me, as a person that probably has direct contact with every new product and service being used by Citi PBWM, and maybe you could explain what PBWM shortly is for some of the people who don't know. What do you look for in a product or in a service, in particular when it comes to embedded finance, in order to use it within Citi and in order to provide a better service to the end users?
Sure, and actually it's an excellent question because PBWM, Personal Banking Wealth Management at Citi, it's the global consumer arm, and we provide services globally. And as part of that, really, when we talk about embedded finance and what really makes sense from a product and capabilities, it's really the simplicity, the ease of use. How does it integrate with the bank's ecosystem as well as what's out there as well with other partners? How do you and really today, as we move into this whole distributed world, it's all around APIs, right? How do you offer APIs? How do you offer capabilities that are actually real time as well, in a manner where the customer is able to receive push notification or just know their transactions or balances in real time? And so really a product has to have the right sound capabilities. It shouldn't try to do everything, right? Focus on that one key capabilities. And then the API should be easy, simple for any developers to pick up, be able to orchestrate and create the experiences that any institution needs, whether it's the bank or other industries.
Excellent, interesting. So with all the growth and the buzz within the world of embedded finance, what excites you the most about the industry today, the vertical, and what excites you the most about what's going to happen in the industry of embedded finance within, let's just say, the next 24 to 36 months? And how can banks best use embedded finance for their own personal growth, particularly what's without now and what you see, again, as you mentioned, the next 24 to 36 months?
Well,
and that's a loaded question, by the way, obviously.
Well, before we look at the future, let's go back to the past. Embedded finance isn't new. Right? Embedded finance has been around for many decades, right? It's about the context. It's about where do you take finance and how do you make financing available to the consumer where they are, right? We've been doing this for long enough at Citi and many other banks, right? One of the key things today, right? COVID kind of changed a lot of things and helped the technology innovate quicker, faster, I think, right? It's all around touchless, right? Contactless payments, right? I love using my wrist, right? My watch to make payments, right? The whole wearable, that industry is really changing how we start interfacing. Now, wearables can only go so far, but overall, how do you make it where from a consumer the friction is reduced? So embedded financing is how do you continue to bring financing to the destination, to the journey where the consumer is. Right? If I'm in the middle of a shopping experience, and then if I want to apply for a Citi credit card, right? I can go over to Citibank's website, apply for the card, and then come back and fill in that card number into the shopping experience. Or is it much better and streamline that process, right? Because what we're about is all about streamlining and making it easy for the consumer. So now we take Citi's APIs, integrate them within with our partners, and let them make it such that the consumer's journey just continues on. Let the consumer focus on what they're doing, right? Whether they're shopping or working on anything else, and just don't bring the context of the bank in the middle. So I think what we see here at Money 2020, lots of companies, great companies doing many things around just the payment industry. How do you simplify it? I think what we're going to see over the next 2 years is the execution of this and how it gets adopted more and more by the banks and by other institutions as well.
All right, so here's an interesting one, and I preface, there's a misconception, okay, around banks that they might be behind the times when it comes to using newer technologies. Some see banks as older institutions, and again, quotation marks, older institutions, and providing fast, easy, and fluid experiences for their customers is not necessarily where banks had traditionally excelled at. So how can banks use API-driven embedded finance technologies and services across the bank or across the bank's products to meet their users and the users' needs and really to drive engagement over there and to really provide the best user experience possible and to really, I would say, erase that myth over there of banks not being the best of innovators?
Seriously?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Look around you, my friend.
Yes.
We are
Remember, it's a
sitting-
misconception.
I think you're starting
Seriously.
this, Jeffrey. I mean, we're sitting in the middle of one of the largest, if not the largest, trade show of the payment industry. We've got fintechs. We've got many startups here. We've got consulting companies. We've got banks, right? It's bringing together companies of all sorts that are creating features and products that we all look to integrate, right? Innovation isn't about what you build just in-house. Innovation is about how do you take best of breeds to create something to solve a problem, right? Whether it's a problem for the healthcare industry, whether it's the problem for the airline industry or the financial industry, but it is about taking best of breeds to bring it together. Banks being old, well, that's a great thing because it brings stability.
Yeah.
We've been there. We want to make sure that the consumers,
I think we need stability right now.
we definitely do.
Definitely do.
Right? And so the consumers need that stability. And
Yeah.
and so the banks being old is good. Old is wise, maybe that cliche, but it's also about just making sure that the things that we deliver to the consumers really make sense. Regarding innovation, I think we are constantly innovating. You'll see a steady stream of products and features that come out from Citibank and other banks, right? You'll take a look.
And that's your designation as a tech fellow,
And
is
tech
to continue to innovate and find the ways for growth.
Absolutely.
To stay ahead of everybody else.
Stay ahead of the curve, right? And really we want to stay ahead by also making sure, again, that the consumer gets what they're looking for, right? We want to solve problems. We don't want to just create functions and capabilities that may confuse people as well. Right? So Citibank has an array of offerings. We offer credit card products, banking products, lending products. We offer them through our digital experiences and branches. We wouldn't be able to do that if we weren't innovating. Our mobile app, our website, amazing products, right? One of the best in the industry. We also not only just take it from what we offer from a Citi perspective, but did you know we're the largest credit card issuer in the world?
I did not know that.
We are the largest credit card issuer in the world, right? And so we make it possible where our partners, the merchants, they're able to issue cards leveraging what we have and letting them create their capabilities and write their embedded finance. And that's why I said earlier, it's been around a long time. So that misconception, I think it's about, sometimes it's in the moment. Somebody sees something flashy and they're thinking it's cool, but it's not flashiness. It's really the core competency of what's there. And now you've talked about APIs, right?
Maybe just really quick, as part of the way to, I would say, to delete that misconception, Citibank actually has innovation labs across the world where it's all about finding the right type of companies and technologies to build and to breed and then hopefully bring into the business. In fact, Charge After, we started off our very humble beginnings at the Citibank Accelerator, the Innovation Lab in Tel Aviv itself. And I think a very big part of our growth and the ability to work with banks and financial institutions was, I would say, working closely with Citi teams and the innovation.
There you go. So where did the misconception come from?
Globally, who knows? People talk about big banks.
No, but I think it's, we all have views and opinions, but at the end of the day, the industry is, I think, in an amazing trajectory of change that is making it easier and possible for the end consumer.
So why do you think it's important for banks, particularly now, to embrace and to employ embedded finance technologies and products for their companies? For their customers. And how do you think banks in general can use it to help shape their very own future?
Again, we've been doing this for a while. I think it's the the acceptance as an industry. I think it's great because it's not just the bank; it's our partners. Whether our partners that use banking products or provide the capabilities to make it possible. And so, just knowing that the industry as a whole is really moving forward to making an environment where it's bringing ecosystems together, I think that's really what's critical. And banks are leveraging this. That we've been leveraging this for decades, and we'll continue to do that by taking best of products and utilizing them to create an experience that our consumers and our partners are looking for.
So we'll go back to the topic of APIs, one of your personal favorites. Only a few years ago, everybody was talking about API first and developer first fintech solutions. Now it's all about, or I don't know about all about, but there's a lot of low code and no code, embedded finance or banking services. Did I lose my audio? I lost my audio. We're good. So again, right now there's a lot of talk about low code, no code, embedded finance or banking services. What's your approach? Probably APIs.
Seriously. I hear this low code quite often. Right? Under the cover, there's still code, but I think it's a combination of two things. Right? I think again we're seeing maturity in technology. So at the end of you've got to start with the right sound capabilities, expose them as APIs. So you have to have core functions and capabilities exposed as APIs. And then where no code or low code really comes in is then being able to orchestrate and creating, letting non-technology partners of mine and ours create and configure their rules that make sense. So really low code is about orchestrating to create the target experience and letting others that are in the non-technology organization create that final journey. So it's an evolution. I think it's in a direction that'll help people create sort of those unknowns that come up, and you don't have to put it through an entire development cycle, but it starts with sound and crisp APIs.
What are I would say, one or two biggest challenges that embedded finance can help the bank customers overcome today?
I think really it goes back to, there's a number of things around this. Right? It is making sure that whatever we do on embedded finance, that it's secured, customers' privacy is entailed, right? So and protected. Now, in terms of banks' challenges, I wouldn't say that banks have a challenge on this, right? Because at the end of the day, this is more around acceleration and using best of breeds. And so what embedded finance will do is just continue to provide capabilities, and then as part of the evolution, as I said, is because it's more and more widely accepted, we'll get to be able to pick and choose more competent and core capabilities that we can use to develop newer and more innovative products as well.
So talking about that, are there any embedded finance innovations today, you might have seen them today at Money 2020 or in general, that really excite you in particular?
I think, refer to my watch. At the end of the day, it's embedded financing is about in the context. Innovations, I have to be honest, I haven't yet seen anything solid that says, look, this is hard rock superstar. The technology has been doing these kind of things for the last 30 years, right? Back when the PCs first came out and we started using digitalization.
So it's an evolution, ongoing?
It's just an evolution. But it's becoming more and more sort of, because of the miniaturizations taking place, you could take it with you, right? I don't need to be sitting at home in front of my desktop to do
You don't have to
banking
be
or
in the
trading.
ATM. You don't have to be in the bank.
Yeah. Well, you just have to be at an ATM to get cash. So people still use cash.
Wait, people, yeah, exactly. Who uses cash?
Yes.
That's what you got to watch.
Exactly.
Mayank Shah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for
Really
having me
appreciate
over.
it.